Well, hey, good morning to you. Good morning, you fucks. How are yous? I'm gonna just let this go a little bit and see if we have anyone pop on. That's what they do, right? It says I'm live, okay? Alright, so while I'm waiting for people, I just want you to know that I tied my hair back, bitches. And don't forget that back in the spring, I got that, my head shaved back there, right? And that was my, jail cut. Getting ready to go to jail, right? And I wanted to do the black and white because I don't really want to do an orange jumpsuit. You know what I mean? Orange just too much, right? I could live wearing black and white while I was in jail. So if I go to jail, I hope it's a jail that, you know, their attire is black and white, okay? All right, because that goes with anything, right? So anyways, we could get interrupted by a few things, okay? My fur cousin here, okay? All right, could you sit down there, mister? You're getting hair on the camera. Okay, lay down. I'll give you a treat after. Lay down, okay? Down, boy. We're live, buddy. Okay, well, we could get interrupted by my fur cousin, and I got a hair. His hair's on my camera, but I don't want to touch it and lose you guys. Anyways, we could get interrupted by this, and we could get interrupted by police at my door, okay? Like, who fucking knows, right, these days? But I've been preparing to go to jail, and only my words. Hands are for helping. Nobody's ever going to get hurt from me, but you might get your fucking feelings hurt, okay? So, nobody's getting hurt from me, but if I end up in jail, there's a good chance I could get raped by a man in the fucking women's jails, okay? So, I might need a fucking abortion if I go to fucking jail, you fucking retards. Anyways, I can't believe I said that, and I've said, you've never heard me say that. Never heard me say the R word. I don't like that. That's like using the C word, so I apologize. I don't like the R word. I can't believe I said it. Hey, I'm not perfect. This is new for me, okay? I didn't know I was going to have to do everyone's jobs, okay? So, I want to, and again, I'm new. I'm not a broadcaster, right? I mean, I can get by. I ain't no Donna Friesen, you know what I mean? And, hey, Donna Friesen, you still got it going on there, Donna. But I want to talk a little bit of what's going on in Canada. And I want to talk about all my calls to Doug Ford's hotline that nobody knows where the messages go, okay? I've learned a lot talking to these people, okay? When you call Doug Ford's hotline, they don't know where the questions have been going, which explains why I've been trying to talk to his office, Doug Ford's office, since 2022. And there's a lot of people, even co-workers know this, right? Anyways, so I found the sweet spot to get a hold of Doug Ford's office, or get a hold of Dougie or somebody, but I still couldn't talk to anyone, is the Legislative building in Ontario, okay? So Google it, call Dougie at the Legislative, but still call that hotline, okay? All right, because these guys on his hotline are working from home. They've told me this, okay? Anyways, I'm documenting all my phone calls. They all tell me to go contact the other one. Okay, it's such a rinky-dink operation. Nobody knows what's going on. Anyways, I want to go over a few things. I got chicken scratch notes here. I want to talk about the kids. I want to talk about the school. And I want to talk about ODSP, okay? But one thing that's here, okay? And I talked to Doug Ford's office yesterday, okay? And I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Guion at the Legislative Assembly, okay? And he said he fucking wouldn't eat it either, okay? So I went to the food bank the other day because I've had to go to the food bank, okay? And I've had to throw out shit in my recycling box that's outdated, okay? And I think Michelle Ferrari did a video where people are sending outdated food to the fucking food bank, okay? I'm grateful for anything I get. I don't even want to go there. It makes you feel so fucking low, doesn't it, when you have to go to the fucking food bank? Well, if you think you're doing the fucking needy a favor by giving them fucking expired food, it's not helpful. So, I baked this fucking cake last night, okay? The cake mix, and I could show you, I didn't grab it, the cake mix expired in May, okay? I got eggs at the food bank. Well, they were expired, so I threw out those eggs, okay, and used my last 3 good eggs that I got for this outdated fucking cake. So, would you eat it? Tell me in the comments. Should I eat it? Because, I mean, that fucking Wonder Bread still hasn't gone bad. So, I mean, if I got a sweet tooth, I might fucking eat it. Anyways, I want to get on to, what am I going to start with first? I think it's important to not forget about the kiddie porn that the Supreme Court ruled a few weeks ago that was okay for perverts to take pictures, nudies of your kids, okay? And the same Supreme Court slaughtered a bunch of frickin' ostriches, okay? They killed ostriches, but they just go like that to the perverts. Well, don't do that. You might as well just finish it off for them. Fuck. Man. Jesus. It's so annoying. I can't handle Canada. I am so disgusted and repulsed by it. But you know what I'm thinking that's happening are these new laws, you know, making it soft on these fucking perverts, is for when the Epstein's list is released, okay? It is going to actually be the best thing, not for the victims, and not for the people that endured it, but finally for us to get some fucking truth and some fucking justice, because I know there's a lot of fucking liberals that need to be in jail, that I think have been sitting under the goddamn coconut trees. You know what I'm saying? So we got a little bit of hope in Donald Trump, okay? Look around, guys. Fuck. Check out your House of Commons. Do you watch it? When I was baking that outdated fucking cake there, I was watching the House of Commons, okay, guys? Do your research, please, okay? Check out the Liberal MPs. You know, these guys, you know, didn't come into Parliament in 2025 until May, right? We had to deal with this whole Trudeau resigning and all getting Mark Carney when everyone didn't even want Mark Carney to run in the Liberal election, you know, to pick him. Oh, there's so much stuff. It's disgusting, guys. Where was I going with this? Oh, but since our election in April, okay, what we know, okay, there was a lot of rigged elections. Do you think there was any rigged election in your fucking community? 6 Indigenous communities experienced election interference. Where the hell did Michelle Ferrari go? How come Michelle Ferrari's not an MP anymore? She's still working. You know what? I think Doug Ford, you need to resign and let Michelle Ferrari step up, and let's giddy up here, Doug. You know what? Go do you, Doug. Go do you. Anyways, April's election, we had 5 weeks in May of them back to work, and they came back after summer break, okay? And the more I watched, since they came back the mid-September, all the MPs on the Liberal side, and I'm sure there might be some in the Conservative, but again, I'm not Donna Friesen, okay? And I wish all you reporters were more like Donna Friesen. I saw her acceptance speech for her 40 years in broadcasting, and it was one heck of a speech. So if, you know, all you reporters could maybe step up like Donna Friesen a little bit. Anyways, on the MP side, the Liberal MPs, most of them that I'm seeing weren't even born in Canada, okay? There's this one girl, Ariel Kaboga. She, if you Google her, she was born in some other country or island, okay? And she was born in 90 or 91. And the other week, I saw her sitting behind Kevin Lamore, who, they just keep him there just to talk. I think he just is good to talk Monday to Friday. They were talking about Canadians on visas or illegals, whatever the heck's coming into Canada, that if they get pregnant in Canada, then they should have Canadian status. And that woman that wasn't even born in Canada was going, that's right, pulling a Chrystia Freeland, you know, that's right. Look at the Liberals, and when I get a chance, when I'm done dicking around with the school board, okay, and Doug Ford's office and my pension place, okay, maybe I can look into it a little bit more, okay? Oh, what's Sarah Cooper Bullock saying? Hi, Sarah. I don't think it would hurt to eat the cake. You use good eggs, so I think you are okay. That's what I was thinking, Sarah. You know what? I like girls that got fucking brains, right? That's what I was thinking, right? Good thing I used my good eggs for that expired fucking cake, right? You want to see the expired stuff I threw out? I think I got to throw out more shit than I got, guys. And again, I still feel bad for using the R word, guys. If you've watched me for 2 years, I never said it, and I've only said it twice in my comments and said I only pull that out when I use the see you next Tuesday word, okay? When things are so stupid, okay? Or you're such a dink, right? Okay, so look up the Liberals, okay? I'm done with that. We talked about ostriches and kitty porn, you know, snap, okay? And if you didn't watch last week, you know, before the school board blocked me from emailing, I showed you guys how just a click of a button every year the staff have to declare whether they're a criminal or not. So are the police contacting the school boards, okay, when somebody has charges? Because if you're a pervert, do you think you're going to say, oh yeah, I diddled around, I better declare that I'm a criminal? No, they're fucking not. Jesus Christ, nothing ever makes sense. So, where am I going to go next? Before I get into the school board, because I might save that for another post, I want to talk about kids and COVID era, okay? The kids in the COVID era, okay? So right now, schools are looking pretty fucking residential schools, right? We got, we've been invaded by illegals and terrorists, guys, okay? And all these people in government are starting to change our way of life, okay? And it's looking to me like they're killing off the whites like they're doing in Africa, and the indigenous never did get out of their oppression. So right now, the whites have been getting invaded for the first time, and indigenous are working on their second invasion, right? Like I've said this before. Schools are getting to be like residential schools, right? Parents have no input. You go onto the Facebook or their YouTube channel, well, comments are shut off, right? They, you know, blocked me from calling them. So how am I supposed to get in touch to figure out this fucking firing bullshit, right? So I think that there's ways around it. People have offered me their phone, and I think I might even just call the police department and see if we can schedule a time so I can go talk to these fucks, right? Or bring my friends as witnesses, right? This has to get sorted out. You can't shut me up, okay? Nor should you. You're a fucking school board, okay? Anyways, let's go back to what the schools did, the school boards. You know, shit trickles down, right? So all your mucky mucks, and it's not just school boards, it's in the hospitals, it's in the police departments, it's everywhere. There's a government agency, okay? So I'm not just knocking the teachers, I'm helping the teachers, okay? I know firsthand what's going on in there, okay? So I'm not targeting you guys, I'm trying to fucking help, okay? Let's go back to COVID when they shut us down at fucking March break. It was a normal fucking day, everyone was going to go on fucking March break, right? 4 p.m. lockdown. Think about that, right? They locked us down. I hadn't been into a store for 3 months because they had me fucking scared shitless. And when I went in, I saw there was, you know, new Canadians taking over the shopping centers, right? And I was like, what the heck happened, right? And, you know, so there was all this stuff coming out. Well, you're watching a hockey game, no spectators in the crowd, right? And the kids ended up going back to school, and then they were locked down. There was a time during lockdown, okay, I had to work in the schools. I was selected to work in the LLS program, okay, which is for kids with physical and cognitive delays, okay? We had to put masks on them. Do you know, like, it was hard for us adults, okay? And we expected that. And again, that was what was brought down to us, okay, from the higher ups and what the government was saying on TV, you know, whenever the fucks came out and gave their fucking announcement, or Doug Ford was playing chef in the fucking kitchen, remember? Anyways, kids went back to school wearing masks. Kindergarten kids started their first fucking years of school wearing a mask. You think you're a kid wearing a fucking mask? How scary was the world for the fucking kids when all the adults look like this? All their friends. I know kids that didn't even know who their friends were during that time, only to identify their friends by their fucking necklaces in kindergarten. At recess, they couldn't play with balls or monkey bars because COVID could spread. You talk to your kids. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. All of us born Canadians and all of us white Canadians and Indigenous, we need compensation for this shit. We all saw people at COVID die and die alone. And I was in the hospital and experienced COVID lockdown, okay, where I was isolated and maybe had people been in the hospital with me and no restrictions, maybe I would have had, better advocacy. And I can't even blame the hospital because I didn't have one bad nurse on every floor during my illness. And I was on both floors of my hospital, each floor twice, in 3 months one summer. And they all went out of their way for me, okay? There's only a couple, it's like everywhere. There's only a couple of dinks in every crowd, right? But it wasn't the care I got. The nurses running around with their heads like chickens with their heads cut off, okay, working so hard. And the nurses actually know more than the doctors. Sorry, doctors. We need to hire back the unvaccinated staff in all departments, especially in the medical field. Hire back all the unvaccinated, because I did a reel not too long ago where a city bus showed up at the hospital 7 a.m. and it was single order new Canadians heading to the hospital for what I assume was their student placement. So we need to get the unvaccinated back. You need to talk to your kids. Talk to your kids about what's going on in school. The Liberals are in the schools. Like, they're so in the schools, right? And what we know, teachers were always pushing Liberals. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to single yous out, but you need to fucking acknowledge that that is what happened, okay? And you shut down everyone that didn't think like a fucking Liberal. So you need to acknowledge that, guys. Done with that. Okay, so we're still live here. I want to talk about where I'm at with the school board, okay? If I knew I had no fucking job to really go back to, okay, I would have applied for ODSP. Sarah Cooper Bullock, yes, Sarah. Oh, you make so much sense, Sarah. Yes, she says, bring our nurses back. We need them. Our hospital is hurting. Oh, yours too, Sarah, eh? Must be, it's a Canadian thing, right? Nobody's getting good health care. And, you know, I got stories too of people, and I've been in the hospitals, and I know it's fucking different from when I was in 2021, okay? They know who I am when I go in, because I put in one hell of a complaint, right? So I feel safe when I go to the hospital, guys. They know who the fuck I am. And in a nice way, because I had everyone advocating for me, baby. I'm not a dink, okay? I had nurses request me as a patient, and some drove out of their way, my home care nurses, to come to me. And it wasn't for the fucking kilometer money, okay, guys? It was because they fucking liked me. And home care nurses, underrated. home care nurses are fucking underrated. And when you have a good home care nurse, you better fucking keep that one. And I sent in a letter too about my home care nurses, and I hope to fuck they got a raise, okay? And that one that never showed up regularly, I hope that she got her fucking hand slapped. Look that up, guys. That's for you, my two nurses. I hurted them a lot. Anyways, ODSP. If I knew the school board was going to fucking dick me around like they did, I would have went on to ODSP while I was sick in 2021 while I was in the fucking hospital, because it took me a year to get onto, and I'm going to go over the questions on it, because if you're a criminal, they like you more on it, and they ask you how many questions about your goddamn gender and your sexual orientation. And honestly, I think that if my doctor said, oh no, you need to go back to work, your Crohn's and colitis isn't bad enough, because I have to go in like a year to get this done again, guys. The doctor's got to take their time to fill out these forms, and imagine perverts are going to the doctors, wasting the doctor's time to fill out these fucking pervert forms. And I'm telling you right now, I won't stop until there's a difference between disabled and perverts, okay? So I blew through my savings, had to pull out my RRSPs, went back to work on a modified program, and the school that I was at was probably one of my favorite schools I was ever at. And it was probably one of the best years of work I ever had. I loved the school that I was at. No reflection of the school. But I worked there for a year thinking that I had a job to go back to, right? I paid my dues, paid into a union. I worked that year, and I had talked to everyone at the board during the whole time and even said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go back to my role working with kids, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to work with them. They dicked me around, and I have all this shit on file, guys. So this is what's irritating. I had to go on welfare when they told me that I couldn't return back to work. They strung me around. I applied to jobs, which they told me to do. I could go on and on, guys. They screwed me around with no intention of ever having me come back, okay? But they don't want to fire me, but they want me to resign or retire. Is that not very discriminatory? Like, and that goes back to my other, I want to point out. School staff get hurt regularly, okay? And I'm sorry, HR, Human Resources, you aren't fucking doctors. So if a staff is written off because a kid put them out, you need more fucking empathy for them. I'll tell you that right fucking now. I know a lot of staff. It's disgusting how the school boards actually treat their support staff. The support staff take a shit kicking, not only from their job, but teachers, why don't you stand up for the support staff more? Teachers need to be able to go hands-on. And I got some stories of when I was in section 23 class, okay? Behavior modification class, which I'm going to get into whenever I fucking get a chance, okay? We need behavior modification classes in school. Little Johnny and Jessica's, you're going in there. Zero tolerance, okay? What we're teaching in schools is to be a victim. And doesn't that sound very residential school? You got all this aggression in school and no consequences. We are breeding a violent generation. We just breeded 10 years of stupid under Justin Trudeau that we have to fucking correct, okay? Schools need to go back to no electronics, because that's where perverts hide, right? The schools are pushing kids too much in the electronic department, okay, where parents, they know more about electronics than you do, and that's scary because that's where perverts sit. So I'd be advocating for let's go back to fucking just writing. I wouldn't even be submitting any of your fucking assignments typed. Get your kids to write it, because I know there's tons of kids don't get their fucking assignments in and they still fucking pass, guys. Done with electronics. Start that shit maybe in grade 8 or 9 for high school. Done, okay? arithmetic, right? All this shit, home ec, social skills, life skills, how to interact, right? Making and keeping fucking friends, right? We need changes in the school. And parents, I don't have kids, but I've worked with enough kids and I know what's going on, and everybody needs to step the fuck up right now. So, I'm hoping to get fired. I think that was my note about school board. I think I got rid of the wrong one. Okay, so this is where we're at. I've been trying to get my pension for a year, and I've been doing it through my pension place because I haven't wanted to bring my school board into it. I'm done talking with them, but I have to, right? I started in August saying I need to be fired, and I even called the school board, okay, and I told them, I swore, said, get this fucking done. Hung up, okay? Should have been fired then. Not good enough, okay? I sent out emails the other week, and I'm telling you, I put some vulgar language in it and gave some vulgar descriptions. See, I'm like an artiste with words, right? So I can really paint a dirty fucking picture with just my fucking words, okay? So I sent that out to the higher-ups at the school board, the MP, MPP, Doug Ford, and the Ombudsman, okay? You guys all know, I could keep going on and on. So, and I'm still not fired. I'm still not fired. They sent cops to my door the other day, but I'm still not fired. And they didn't send it because they were, like, threatened by me. They worried about my fucking mental health. Well, whoever was worrying about my mental health, could you fucking call me today and I can tell you that I'm A-okay? Okay? Alright, we can get this sorted out because I'm not stopping until my ass is fucking fired, okay? So that's for all of yous, okay? So, anyways, that's it. That's all. So, yeah, anyways, guys, I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Me and, I call my fur cousin here, Butt Kiss, we're like Rocky Balboa and Butt Kiss, right, Butt Kiss? Let's fucking get on the blower, okay? I'm gonna give him a treat right now. He likes it when I do this shit. Let's go, Butt Kiss!